when you're going through this dark time,
Yeah.
right? And this a lot. It's not like you were the only one,
Sure.
but like, when you're waking up in the morning or you're trying to go to bed at night,
Yeah.
what were you doing to stay sane in knowing that your bank account's dwindling? You got all these deals outstanding.
Yeah.
You got things not moving. What kept you going day in and day out?
Great question. I mean, you just got to be always optimistic. I think health and mental health, and for me, it's physical fitness. Everyone's got their outlet of stress relief. If I would have done nothing and just laid in bed and fallen into depression, that could have been the worst possible thing. Instead, I got motivated through sport, through triathlon and fitness, and to me, that's what gets that release and that kind of potential anxiety through the hardships that we were experiencing to get me kind of going, get out of that funk, if you will, because it was a very, very difficult time. But I remained optimistic. I stayed in good health and physical fitness, cleansed my mind so I could think, positively, and focused and kind of was waiting for that opportunity to come back into the market to capitalize on the skills that I've acquired and honed in for the last 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, so listeners, that's great advice, and it doesn't have to be a time where it's in turmoil. It's also a time where you're running a business. You got to keep your mind and your body healthy, and you got to eat right, and you got to find what your passion is and focus on that. It's not always about work. But I assume you also kept your network out there too, right?
Yeah.
In your industry, even though everyone's kind of feeling it, keep your network out there, not hide into your room, right, and just not get out there. So that's important. Did you ever think because I know your brother-in-law runs a DJ company back then. Did you ever think you'd have to go work for him? Was that ever in the mind?
DJ's not my skill set, but at the time you do what you got to do. I mean, I was always looking at other opportunities short term, but if I needed to spin some records for my brother-in-law, I certainly, wouldn't be opposed to that. You got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. There's no harm. Again, I remember going on dates with women. Where are you living? I'm living in a second bedroom in my parents' house. No shame in that game. It is what it is. You got to hunker down and do what you got to do to survive.
Right, and with your charming personality, I'm sure they got through that, and they know, hey, this guy's going to make it at sometimes. And the one that didn't, then they'll look back and say, hey, I should have stayed with the guy.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.